It's so good to have you on this evening. As you know, I talk about just random stuff until everybody gets the notifications and they jump on to hear what we're going to talk about. So the next 30 minutes is going to be dimensional veils, because that's kind of a big topic for this season. And while everybody's getting on and kind of settling in, hey Beth, hey Amanda, I'm going to remind everybody, hey Steve, hey Dina, I'm going to remind everybody, hey Lorna, kisses you guys, hey Jamie, November's giveaway is this beautiful citrine point. So if you haven't entered for this, go to my Facebook page and I will repost this tomorrow. Hey George, hey Michael, hey Tracy. I'll repost this tomorrow. If you haven't already put your name in the comments section, put your name in there. The drawing is going to be the second week of November, the same day that we do the haunted items hunt. So, and while everybody's getting on, I did not get a chance to post the two cards for the day, but here's what they were. My God, aren't they good? I'm going to have to read it to you because, you know, everything on live stream is transposed. So this one is good luck has been bestowed for 3 weeks. All right! Yahoo! I can use that. And then the second one for today is serendipitous events will be opening to new energy around you. So those were my two cards for the day. And as you know, these are made from the Fun Friday posts that we do every Friday. I've saved them all for 2 years, and I put them into some oracle cards. So if you want a deck of these, you can go to my website, KathrynKauffman.com, and get a set. And they're also on my Etsy site too. So tonight, I feel like enough people are on to start tonight's topic. Tonight's topic is dimensional veils. So before I get started on my ramble, I want you guys to jump on and tell me what you think a dimensional veil is. Okay? So, hey Kathy. Hey Deborah. Let me go back. Hey Beth. Jenny. Hi Jenny. Hi Lee. Hey Linda. Kisses to Linda Tipton. You are such a special person to me. Betty Jo. Hi. And Tracy Lynn, hi. Hi, Michael James Moyer. You are my resource, so chime in tonight. If you know what a dimensional veil is. Hey, Amanda. Hey, Mary. Hey, Elizabeth. So, I'm going down through the feed to make sure that, okay, hey, Austin. So, you know, last week we talked about portals and vortexes. And everybody is always talking about how the dimensional veil is thinner this time of year. So I was like, what is a dimensional veil? So Deborah had a comment, been watching you just at, oh, okay, hey, Deborah, hey, Amanda. So Amanda says a place where there is an opportunity to view or connect with another dimension. Spot on. I did do the research. It does get a little technical. Bear with me on that. Hey, Christina. Hey, Jenny. Jenny has a comment. Would a dimensional veil be something of material value that blocks a portal? Not exactly. I'm going to explain that. So, you know, last week we talked about portals and vortexes being the intersection between the third dimension and the fourth dimension. So, the third dimension was width, height, and depth, and where it intersects with the fourth dimension, remember, was duration. So, when I was looking up more about this, the space-time continuum, which is the fourth dimension, this was so interesting and I highlighted it. So, physicists now routinely consider our world to be embedded in this fourth dimensional space-time continuum. So all the events, all the places, moments, history, actions, and so on are described in the term of their location in space-time continuum. Now, the continuum is a continuous sequence in which the elements are not perceptually different, but in fact, they are distinctly different. So, the continuum is change, because change is the act of becoming different, if that makes any sense to you. Hey Letha, hey Melissa, hey Sharon. So this was so interesting. I'm just so excited to share this with you guys. So, signs that a being or an entity is entering your dimension are, and this is just in my experience from going on lots of investigations, you can see a flash of light or a shift of light, a sonic boom. Have you ever heard of people on investigations hearing bangs or knocks? Those are actually minute sonic booms, okay, where the shock wave of an object going faster than sound is entering our dimension. So, these knocks or booms are this sonic wave of those entities entering our dimension. Hey Stephen, hey Amanda, hey Helen, hey Sharon. So, another thing that I've noticed for signs that an entity is entering our dimension or going through the veil is shaking or a real fine vibration. You can almost feel the room kind of vibrate or resonate because that entity is entering. So, I think that, okay, so here are the times when the veil is thinnest, and they're every day too. So the veil is thinnest, or the differentiation between dimensions is thinnest at sunrise, sunset, after autumn equinox, and after spring equinox. Now, autumn equinox is September 22nd, or for this year, and the spring equinox was March the 20th. So a lot of people, if you go back and look at through folklore, a lot of people will refer to the very last day of April or the first day of May as being a big thinning of the veil for fairy folk and for the dead to come through. Hey Desiree, hey Laura. So March 20th is right on the edge of that, and then the autumn equinox we just went through, and that has thinned the veil for us through until next March. So what I've frequently discovered is that is the time for the death portals to open. Now, the death portals are open at this time to help people cross over that have been hanging on for a long time, and their energy is getting weaker. It's always at this time of year that they have trouble. So you'll notice that people will go along through the year and their health will be marginal but okay, and they're hanging on. And then as soon as the thinning of the veil occurs or the death portal opens, their health suddenly takes a turn for the worse. And then you're thinking, you know what? It was the same time at the same time this year, last year, that they had trouble. So that's directly related to the thinning of the veil. And so what happens is their spirit is not really anchored to the body that well. They have a lot of health issues. They're chronic issues. Thanks, you guys, for all the hearts and likes. I really appreciate that. It makes me happy. Woo! So their spirit is wanting to separate and go, but our physical self wants to stay, and we pull that spiritual self back into the physical body. And so when the thinning of the veil occurs, then you're going to notice some really severe health problems creeping up. And, you know, you will go through that period where they're wanting to leave spiritually, but they're still wanting to stay. So it's always like a battle at this time of year. So Desiree says, just like my papa. Oh, so he always had trouble at this time of year? Just chime in and let me know. Hey, Carol. Hey, Patty. So yeah, I noticed that with my parents. It seemed like actually January and February were their worst times for their health, and we were always battling some horrible downturn in their health at that time of year. So Cynthia says, I wonder if more people pass in this time of year, not to mention less sunshine. Actually, if you look at the numbers, yes, they do have. We do have more people pass at this time of the year than others. So Desiree says yes, they had trouble with him at this time of year. And that's something that you're going to see. So Michael has a comment. The only thing on quantum physics that I know of is the strange electromagnetic fields that are emitted during peak seasonal times, causing health and physical manifestations. Oh, let me open this up. It seems that the paranormal activity increases at this time of year. Yes, you know what, though? After the autumn equinox, the Earth is tipped, and our part of the hemisphere is not getting as much solar radiation. So my question to you, Michael, I'm going to let you feed on this for a few minutes. Is the activity increased, or is it the decrease in solar radiation that is allowing this activity to become more apparent? Okay, so answer me that, what you think on that. So Desiree says, my papa is September through October. So is he still living, Desiree, or has he passed? So things you can do for that is really preemptively in August work on the immune system in particular. And I'm feeling like a lung component with him. I don't know why. But is there a lung component with him? And so maybe some lung cleansing stuff during that month or the month before would be appropriate. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Scott. Hey, Yasmin. So he is living. So just chime in. Let me know, is there some kind of lung issue or breathing issue? So I want to go over dimensional doorways too, and I'm going to let you know what they are. So Lana has a comment. Both my parents passed in the month of January. So I had, yes, mine was a similar, the end of December, January. So Desiree has a comment about, yes, he does have lung issues, smoking. So Liz has a comment. My mom passed 2 years ago. Can you tell me anything? Oh, give me more, Liz, because I have to try to tune into the energy. With Desiree, see, she had made a few comments, and then I just picked up on something. Can't guarantee anything because I'm, kind of in beta wave mode here. But if I get something, I will let you know. So, Yasmin, thank you, Yasmin. Kisses to you. So, Cynthia has a comment. Thanks for the answer. I have spots. Oh, found in my brain. Big test to come November. Makes me more focused to build immune health. Listen, Cynthia, honey, you need to start working with some smoky quartz right away and seraphinite. I have a friend who has some trouble just like this. Get some of that right away and start working with it. And what you'll want to do is place it on the third eye and do a meditation to remove any type of negative or mutative energy from that area, okay? And follow up with me and let me know how you're doing. So Desiree says that the smoking caused cancer and he has more life. He just sits there. You know what, Desiree? The best thing to do with him is to put some pink quartz in and around him and then read to him. He needs some kind of passive stimulation, and some removal from the physical problems he's having. So get some pink quartz, or you can also get pink calcite. This is something that's been really soothing for me lately. And put it in, like in his lap, in his hand, in the chair, and then just read to him. But read to him things that are from his era that he can relate to. I don't know his age. I feel maybe 70-ish. So you're going to want to read stories from books that were written a long time ago. So you may need to go to a used bookstore for that. So Helen has a comment. I feel I'm ready to connect with Spirit, but there seems to be a big energy block. How do I feel I can shift this? To remove energy blocks in specific, let me get over here real quick and grab a piece. You need to get some of this mahogany obsidian and work with it. I did a healing seminar not too long ago. I think it was a Saturday or two ago on self-healing with gemstones. And then I have an online course for healing with gemstones. But this is one of the best things, Helen, that you can use to remove energy blocks. Okay? Mahogany obsidian. And then if you're interested in how to work with this and how to work with other stones, just follow the link to my Etsy site. And I'll put the link on here somewhere in a comment. And you can take that Healing with Gemstones course. It's really good. You get to keep the information. It's a huge benefit in learning how to use these to benefit yourself. So Desiree says he wouldn't go to the doctor. Desiree, you know, sometimes people know what they want and they know what they don't want. And sometimes a decision like that is the only control that a person has left over their situation. And so even though we view it as like a negative thing, it's really quite positive because it's the last thing that they can use to empower themselves to take control over their situation. So Sharon has a comment. I had a lady tell me I don't walk in this dimension. Just wondering what you thought. Okay, Sharon, that's a good answer for that. And I am currently a certified realm reader through Doreen Virtue. There are people who are really from different realms that chose to incarnate into this life for whatever reason, be it service, be it to learn something. But if they're from another realm, really, they're going to always feel disconnected or not in sync with this realm. And so that person would need to get a realm reading to find out why they're here, what their purpose is, and then they're going to understand their disconnection or their lack of grounding in this existence. Hey, Pamela. So, okay, he was Vietnam. So Desiree has comments. Her grandfather was Vietnam War veteran, and she's an empath and clairvoyant and sees angels. Very depressed. Yes, you can sage. The rose quartz is going to be the biggest thing that will help him, and reading to him so that his depression doesn't deeper. The reading to him will connect his consciousness to something and keep him a little bit grounded in this dimension while he's still here. So Helen, thank you. If you want any other ideas on blocks, private message me, because there are more things that you can do, and I'd be glad to message you back and provide links for other things that you can do to remove those energy blocks. So, hey Missy. Oh, I love Doreen Virtue too. When I took this Realm Reader course and got certified in it, it opened my mind up to why people are the way that they are, which is difficult sometimes to understand. So Deborah, hi. She has a comment. Dark cloud in my home. How can I cleanse it? I know the source, but I can't control. Okay, Deborah. The first thing that you need to do is, can you tell me where you think that portal is? Because we have to close the portal for this thing to come through. So hop on here and let me know where you think the portal is. Let me just interject real quick. where these dimensional doorways occur. Okay, these portals or dimensional veil doorways. So, water, wells. Wells are big ones for demons to come through. Mirrors, surprisingly enough, corners, and specifically corners of a basement. Okay, moonbeams. Believe it or not, on a full moon, a moonbeam can act as a portal. Okay, any kind of electromagnetic vortex, and those are energy toruses. Like your own energy torus can act as a portal if whatever entity is wanting to connect with you. This was surprising for me. Antique keys. I have one right here. I'll show it to you in just a minute. And, of course, crystals are dimensional doorways. Now, why are crystals dimensional doorways? Because they specifically communicate ultraviolet and infrared light, which, as we know from Life After Death episode, your DNA holds and emits ultraviolet and infrared light. So you are emitting or bioluminescing light. This crystal specifically communicates that energy. Okay, I've missed some comments. Let me go back and see. Hey Liz, and she says my mom passed of stage 4 lung cancer, and she visits me through electricity. Do you think it's her? We were so very close. I'm still grieving. Yes, I do. Absolutely. I do get a strong feeling of that. And that is one of the easiest ways that they can make their presence known is by manipulating an electrical source. Because if you watch the Life After Death episode, and if you didn't catch it, I loaded all of these Facebook Live videos onto my YouTube site. So if you want to go back and watch any of them, it's youtube.com/Kauffman Kathryn, and you can watch any of the episodes. But in the Life After Death episode, I go into what a spirit is, how they manipulate electrical sources, and why. So this is one way that she has of communicating, Liz. Another way is through imprintation or entering a dream. We call that a visitation. They enter specifically through theta wave state of your sleep, and they communicate through some symbols, visual images, and feelings. So it's a different kind of communication than what you're used to. So Desiree says that she feels the same. She's not of this world. Yes, you feel disconnected, you feel lack of grounding, you feel kind of lost. But listen, Desiree, if you will get a realm reading, you can know what realm you're really from and what your tendencies, what your soul purpose is, and you will feel more connected in being here. So, it's her dad and not her grandpa. So sorry about that, Desiree. But still, yeah, a lot of people feel disconnected just because they don't realize what realm they're from. So Shay has a comment. Wow, what kind of soul contract? What kind of like a soul contract in a way? Clarify for me real quick, Desiree, what you're talking about there. Soul contact. She may be referring to either the lights flickering on and off, or maybe entering in a dream, that being a visitation. So Pamela has a comment. Oh, thank you. Kisses to you. I'm glad my voice is soothing to you. I feel it's a little grady at times. Jean McCatton is watching. Hey, Jean. So let's see. Sage away, Deborah. Yes. Desiree, sage away. But let me tell you something, though. I developed some house cleansing sprays specifically for patients who have COPD or lung cancer or breathing problems or asthma. And those are really, really good at cleansing an area without precipitating some kind of health problem in an elderly adult or a young infant that has asthma. Another thing that you can do, Desiree, is to use consecrated salt around the area. And the consecrated salt doesn't affect the pulmonary system at all. So, yes, Desiree, basements. So here's Michael with a comment. I think that during the astronomical equinox, the tilt of the earth and the decrease in sunlight can and would cause many physical elements. We as humans seek light. For us, light creates many benefits. Let's see what else he says. Oh, I gotta go back. Hang on. This is a long comment. Let me go back. For us, light creates many benefits from the ability to make vitamin D and the great source of photosynthesis, absolutely, that we thrive from. I could see that without light, one would go into a great depression, development of anxiety, and strange feeling of lethargy. The aurora borealis moves almost 500 miles during these equinox events. As we all know, the sun hits the stratosphere, and the radiation that is put off from this event creates huge amounts of electromagnetic fields, causing the untrained empath or psychic a great deal of emotional and psychological stress, as well as a great increase in poltergeist activity within a house that was somewhat inactive once becomes active again. See, that's what I was trying to say. This pullback in solar radiation just allows what everything is coming through to become more evident. And Desiree says addicts. Yes. Yeah, Michael, my brain. I mean, these last two live streams have really been just brain teasers, kind of challenging. So, you guys are mentioning attics, basements, and closets. So, if you watched one of the previous episodes, why do spirits and ghosts love the corners, love the attics, love the basements? It's because they have mass. Okay? When you walk into a room and you sense a ghost or spirit, it's going to feel heavy. It's going to feel dense. Okay? So they have some kind of energetic mass. Now, when you walk through that, that disrupts the pattern of energy that's trying to come through. So they pull back to areas that are low traffic, simply because they don't want their energy to be disrupted. So attics, basements, corners, crawl spaces are all going to be areas that are comfortable for them. Hey George, hey Angie, hey Jessica, hey Zoe. Yes, dreams also. So George, when you dream about your parents, he says he dreams about his parents all the time. If it's a real visitation, you're going to notice that there's something surreal about the dream. There's something almost tactile about it. It's going to be more vivid. It's going to be more visual. It's going to be more impressed on your conscious mind. Visitations are something that you never forget. Dreams you readily forget. Visitations you don't. So, George, do you feel like it was a dream or more of a visitation? So, hey Sharon, you're welcome. So Deborah has a comment. Things brought through surplus and brought in negative energy. Things brought through surplus and brought in. Ooh, I tell you what, private message me, describe it all. I will tell you what to do with that. Let me check our time, because I think we're at the end. Oh my God, this was such a good topic. I appreciate you guys tuning in. The half an hour just goes so quick. I am going to hop off of here and eat dinner with David. And I will answer all your comments. I promise it may not be tonight, but it will be tomorrow. Kisses from Kentucky. Now, don't forget, next week is another live every Monday night at 7. And I'll post what the topic is going to be. But thanks, you guys, for joining me. I love you all. And you guys have a wonderful evening. And I will see you next Monday.